Ladies and gentlemen, the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. On with the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Turn Right Machine Works. My name is Keith, and we've got a pretty busy week. We're looking at our first job that's going to lead off this week, and we're actually tackling this a little bit here Saturday morning. This is a large roller in a laundry factory, and that does laundry, and they had a malfunction on the end of their shaft. Lack of whatever wore through and broke off the shaft, so we need to redo the shaft in. We went ahead and we procured a piece of 8621. We wanted something that was stronger than regular cold roll steel, 1018, and something that we could weld to and weld to fairly easy and not have any issues in that, and increase the strength of the shaft. Now, the overall length of outside that shaft there is 12 foot 6 or 7 inches, something like that. Standard cold roll comes in a 12 foot length, plus the weight of this versus the weight of this, knowing that you got that weight plus this tube, and this tube is probably like schedule 10 pipe, and I can tell that that shaft does not run all the way through here. Besides that, I've done a few of these rollers, not necessarily this exact length and size, but I have done rollers for the laundry mats here. Normally, the shaft is made up and it has a set of rings or flanges on it, and that flange gets welded out here at the outside. Sometimes, and I have to peel back this rubber to see, but sometimes there's a little rosette welds, and sometimes this end here is just slipped in and it's left alone. And we're going to find out that. Now, this roller, it'd be ideal to go ahead and chuck up on this, reach around with our compound while this is running in the steady rest, or with the center. We don't have a lathe long enough to hold the center, and we also have another issue. Our steady rest for our lathe is not capable of going around the shaft. This is 5.5 inch diameter, and my steady rest limits out at like 5 inch, maybe just a little bit bigger than 5 inch, but it won't do this. So I'm going to have to machine this in the K&T. But to do that, first I'm going to set it up in the Inco saw in here, and we're going to cut this shaft off really close so that I'll be able to get my boring bar in on this side here. Alright, so I'm going to get it in the saw here, and we'll get it cut off, and we'll go from there. Okay, before we grab the roller and head into the K&T there, I wanted to kind of show you the second project that we have going on this week. And in the box here we got some new components. This is a new spindle. This is a center trunnion axle for a forklift, and this end right here has been trashed beyond use. So we got a new component, we got a new spindle. I'm going to bring you in a little closer so you see that damage here in a second. We got the bearings, the shim pack, and the thrust bearing as well, and a new kingpin that will be assembled, boom, and put this thing like back to new. Okay, I think if I lean over a little bit and create a little shade, you can actually see this detailed on the top here without any glare. So we've got some rub over here. This is the original surface right here. This should be round out here, flat. This in here has been just wallered out by the other kingpin surface, and I'm going to bring it in here. So you got this surface right here that was rubbing against here. All right, and it should have had, because right now we're upside down, so this is the load, and the load should be loaded against a bearing pack that's like this, and that's just completely been galled to hell there. And so we're going to get this in, and we'll get that mic'd up, and we'll decide which way we're going to want to go. Either build that up and machine it to line up with the bore, if the bore is still good, and or cut and weld in 2 new slugs to represent those housings. Okay, our third piece that we're going to be throwing into this week's mix is going to be a re-pour on this Babbitt bearing. There's 3 parts to this Babbitt. The bottom full section here, and then you have 2 upper sections. We're going to have to make a dam that we can install into this and pour the bottom half, and then set it up with the cap on it and pour the top half. Clean up the split line. We're going to be pouring it undersized so that we can bore it out in the K&T, or the closing lathe, in our line boring jig to create the finished bore. Now this self-aligning bearing has got a ball shape here, and that's what's unique about it. And this is just not an ordinary off-the-shelf bearing, and this is for a fishing vessel that's over in New Bedford area. And so we're going to be re-pouring this and going through. We're going to melt out the Babbitts in here, and then we're going to prep each of the halves. We want to bake them a little bit in our stove just to get the oils and everything else out of the casting. We'll put them in the sandblast booth, and we'll go ahead and white metal them, get it that clean. After that, then they're going to be tinned, and then when they're tinned, then we'll be able to set them up and smoke the dam or the mandrel and pour the bearings. This is a pretty good sized pour. Okay, this is going to be maxing out our pour pot probably, and we'll know how many pounds it'll be. I have enough Babbitt that should be able to pour it on its way. There is some reusable Babbitt here. This is not a wasted out pour. It's still got good material in there, but it is about 50 thousandths to 30 thousandths oversized from the shaft dimension that we need to hold to. All right, so those kind of our 3 extra little jobs that we got going on this week, and I think we're ready to go grab that laundry roller and start setting up the K&T. All right, we're going to be setting our head in there and finding a bit here shortly. So you can see in the K&T, got the universal head pointing down just like we do the rudders. In fact, I built this jig to do rudders, but also to be a V-block. This is a little bit small, but it does the job. I cut out 2 openings so I can always stick my big Bessie clamps in here, and I just use a couple pieces of channel to actually hold down on anything that's rounded or tubular shape. We're going all the way through there. I've swung the gantry around so that I can actually have the gantry in line so that I can carry or support the weight out there, so the K&T is not working its ways, and the table slide is freely. It probably goes out past my desk on the other end, but we have plenty of room for it. So, you know, I can operate it from this side here, and everything is hunky-dory there. I took a piece of 3/4 inch round and brought it in here and just eyeballed its center with the cutoff shaft, and that's how I set up the center for right now. Now I'm going to take a tool bit after we get the boring bar on here, and I'll bring you in close, and we're going to sweep that tool bit and use the tool bit point to visually do an eyeball alignment with the inside of the bore lip that we can see here. and then we'll go ahead and we'll slowly come in with our tool bit and we'll cut away the weld until we get to the raw material. This actually, when you get in here closer, it almost looks like there's two weld beads right there, and I think this has probably been replaced at one time or another, and somebody actually had a weld, cut it out, and then did something to it and put it back in there. Or they just got crazy with the weld, and it was one of those guys that just thought more weld was better. It's kind of hard to tell. It definitely doesn't look like one weld bead. Okay, I don't know if we can get some of that fuzziness out of there. Alright, so we moved our bit out, we tightened it down here, and we're just eyeballing that tip of that bit with the inside lip right here. And you can see across the bottom here, from there to there is weld bead, but it looks like there to there is one weld bead. You can see it there, and there's one there, so I don't know if they just put double the weld on there or what they did. So we'll see when we get down there. We're going to come in, we're going to touch it, and we're just going to, a little bit at a time, come in there and get that weld out of there. We don't know how rigid this is going to be. It's probably going to be nasty. You got to expect it to be nasty. If it gets better than nasty, then we'll be happy. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and back it back out from that diameter, and then come in and sweep it around until I just start touching, and then we're going to start with a cut at that location. Okay. Alright, we got one spot we're starting to hit right there. We're going to back it out. We're going to get the Allen wrench and we're going to tighten up our bit. Make sure that's tight. We've already tightened that one in when we inserted that bar. Tighten our gib there and pick a speed, and I think we're just about ready for our first attempt of a cut on this piece here. Okay, I got this set up at 93 RPMs. This is 5.5, so that puts us about 133 surface feet per minute. And I'm gonna come around on the other side here and hand crank this. Okay, we're just getting a hit here now, and it is about this 2 o'clock area. Okay, I can't feel it anymore, but I'm going to stop it because I need to know where my max and my depth is going to be. Free spool it. Okay, we got about 200 thousandths left underneath there. We do have some chips in here, and I'm going to get my mirror so I can look in there. Right about here, I believe, is where we're cutting. Okay, there it is, right there. And we thought we felt another one up here when we rotated it around, but I don't think so. It's the only place hitting. All right, we're gonna mark our table so we have a line that kind of goes just about that dimensions there. We're gonna set a 0 on our dial out there, and then we'll be able to stop within a couple thousandths of the depth each time. Okay, we're gonna put our mag base on it. This is how we set our distance. Okay, I'm pretty close there. Lock this down. There we go. We set it at 0. We loosen up our gibs there, and then we can. We're putting 25 thousandths in on the radius. So it'd be like 50 thousandths out of the diameter. We're not sure how. This is an interrupted cut. We got a carbide bit in here. Sometimes if the material is soft enough, which this was probably 70S wire, if it was done okay, it should be fine. It's not real hard. All right, let's engage it again. Okay, just starting to touch. I'm gonna auto feed this time at a 1/2 inch per minute, which is not a heavy, but I wanted to put my hand on here and feel this. It is shaking. Okay, I gotta go over to the hand crank and hand crank it now because I'm right close to that 0. There's our 0. Okay, we're hitting about 4 or 5 different places there. Nothing down on here yet. Our bit is holding out pretty good. I think I'm going to lessen my cut though because this was actually shaking pretty good. We're up here in the air off the table with 2 C-clamps. Actually, not just any ordinary C-clamps. These are Bessie's, but still the same thing. Okay, we're just starting to touch down here at the bottom, and we have another area over here. Surprisingly cutting pretty smooth, knock on wood right now. Alright, I'm taking a look in, and where the weld now has been cut down to where we're at the inside diameter of this little lip that was welded in here. And we're not doing the same thing down here. But we are touching there, and I'm going to take a scale and I'm going to kind of put the straight edge right here, and I'm going to look how much of a gap is to where I get to that inner wall right there. And then we're going to go ahead and raise the table up until we pretty well center up and down here. By this outside lip, just a quick run around, we look pretty close, but this will actually give us an idea of where we're at with that insert itself. I raised it up 10 and I took 15 from our last cut. We were starting to really scrape on the bottom there, the last cut, but I still wanted to bring it up just a little bit. Okay. There we go. We're in auto feed again. We are skipping all the way around. That outer weld is actually a little better than that inner weld. That inner weld actually seems to be a little bit crispy. Doesn't show any shininess like hardness or anything, but all right. And that's about our max end right now. Okay, I probably could go probably another 10 thousandths up, which I'm going to do. And I'm just checking my chain fall. I'll give that a click. I just want to make sure that we're not hanging heavy. All right, let's go ahead and add in. Yeah, we're going to go 15. Okay, we jacked it up 10, so we don't want it to be too strong on the bottom side. Well, that's actually a pretty nice cut right there. Not bad. Side to side, we're pretty close. We could bring it this way, and I think I'm going to bring it this way some. Yeah, I think I'm going to bring it at least 20 my way. Okay, let's take another 15. Okay, after our last adjustment over, we're sweeping all the way around and our cut looks even to our insert in here. Good finish, but that last touch off hitting out here, I came in a little hard and I actually created a little chip. It was still cutting, but you can see the chips actually started coming out burnt. So we're gonna pull our bit out of here. We're going to dress it up and then we're going to put it back in and then continue on. Well, that's something smooth now. It would be hard pressed that we'd probably be able to get that kind of a cut and finish in the lathe if we had a steady rest big enough and all of that. Okay, we're coming into the bottom there. Okay. Okay, we just started skimming this area down here about your 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock area. We're meeting the inner wall of the tube that actually the insert rides into. We're just seeing a little bit of the material skirting there. Metal's peeling and lifting up over here. So we are really getting close to that piece we're trying to cut out. Okay, let me put it neutral here. All right, you can see over here, we're peeling this up right here. There to there. This is still looking pretty thick up here. So we're gonna lower it down. We're gonna lower it down and we're... Our eyeball probably to this was more accurate than... But that's all right. We got it. Okay, I'm going to go down 10 thousandths, maybe 15, and probably go in about 10, and I'm going to rotate this around and put it in here. Okay. I'm going to take 10 thousandths cut on the diameter here. That'll cover about the distance that we moved, so we'll be keeping it round at that point. Okay, just starting to touch. And it's cutting at the top. And it's doing the same thing as it was over here, shelling it out. So we're like right on that border, that just the right size. Okay, right here we're peeling it up, so it's all removed from here to about right to here. That's all razor thin material. Okay, we got a little thickness right here, so it's a little egg shaped evidently. So I'm going to crank up another 10 thousandths, and I'm going to go in another 10 thousandths. And I'm going to leave the diameter exactly right there. And we should be cutting in this area down here. It took a lot of it out, but we'll probably have to do that again. Okay, I'm wondering if I might be loose enough to move that thing around. I'm going to get a close look at it. Alright, I think this is going to be my last cut in here because I'm pretty well broken through everything. And I might have one little area I can touch it in with a little grinding wheel, but I think I should still be able to pull this thing out if it's going to come out on its own. We may have to unwrap this and find out if there's another welded ring back in this area right here, but I'm sure we will find out if it's loose here shortly. I think I got it to move. Yeah, I think I'm seeing it move around. All right, a note before we go. I have to say we have good response with our roses on Mother's Day. Selling out in 4 hours was unbelievable. I've got a stack of almost finished ones there, and I have some rough cut ones here, and I have a handful, probably a dozen orders that had come in. And your roses, I'll be sending you an invoice, and you'll be receiving that via email here in the next day. Well, they'll be ready to be sent out to you, and I thank you for that. In between Mother's Day and taking on those orders, I had a request from one of the emails, and Jay, he asked if somehow I could put a 20 on the base of his rose, and or anywhere on it. And of course, my obsessive compulsive behavior downloaded calligraphy engraving, and I fixed up here, happy anniversary 20 to Patty, love Jay. Happy anniversary, Patty. And just for Jay and for getting me motivated in including engraving on the roses now, I sent him his rose. No additional charge for the engraving. Happy anniversary. And I have a sample of it here, and here's a close-up of that engraving. I also, just for fun, because now the roses are for any special occasion now. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, birthday, graduation, moving out of the house. This one here, happy birthday 39, again. You get the drift. Engraving on roses, you can add $30 to the rose cost, and I'll just about be able to engrave anything that you want on that base. All right. You can look at the two samples there. You can see that that's a lot of engraving, and that's a pretty good bargain for $30. Also was request the majority of the rose that was the popular was the bronze red rose, but there's still a lot of people that want other styles. In fact, I've had some requests for just a plain bronze or a plain silver rose, and I'll be putting those out. Here's a plain bronze, and of course one of those that is not bronzed yet will be one of the plain ones. I also had a request for the rose stem colored and the rose left alone, and some want the full original design. So I'll be doing some of those as well, but right now I'm going to be focusing on the most popular one. But you can always special order any combination of rose via email, and I'll make that rose and just invoice you via email. All right, so roses are going good. I do want to say that I'm also soon going to have variety of individual roses that you can just stick in a pot plant, not pot plant, a pot of something, or in a plant, and so it's kind of where we're at on the roses. The other video we were talking about helping out the veterans, and Terry Faulkner contacted us, and we promised to make up 100 Patriot's Attitude keychain or tags, whatever you want to use it for, with the full engraving of our Patriot Attitude, and then on the back a nice big thank you. Love the vets. Thank you very much. So I have 100 pieces right here, and I also have I think that's 100, and I'm just going to throw 3 packs of the Patriots Attitude stickers in there, and I have rings to go on all of them, and I'm going to be getting this boxed up and sent down to you, Terry, and we're going to leave it to you to disperse it. And he is basically talking building 52 and 53, I believe he was talking about. So we got spinal cord injury, pain rehab, chiropractic clinic, and then 53, I'm not sure on what these abbreviations are, but you got PT, OT, RT, CLC, polytrauma, I believe is how you say that, TBI, audiology, speech clinic, and that's what's going on in building 53, and that's some tough stuff. God bless you. Thank you. All right, Terry, I'll get this boxed up for you, and I'm sure feel free to send me back as many photos of the vets holding them. I will personally add them in on the end of one of my videos, as time goes. I love you. Thank you very much. All right. I think that's it for tonight.